you could take a minute to tell us how your training camp has gone. Tell us what you look forward to see when you head to Nashville Thursday to face Vanderbilt.
Well, thank you very much for having me on. We're extremely excited to go represent the American Conference in Temple University in an SEC game. We have a tremendous amount of respect for Vanderbilt. Coach Mason is one of the top coaches in the country, as we know, and he's got a tremendous staff. And as we've watched him on tape, they're as good a team as we'll see. So we're excited to go play this game. We've had a great training camp. We've managed to stay relatively healthy. We're pleased with the development of several of our key players. P.J. Walker, our quarterback, I think has had a great camp. Tyler Matakevich, I think continues to prove why he's a leader, and we've had a lot of great position battles as well. So as we head into the season, there's still some unknowns for us. We're still unsettled at kicker and punter. We're still unsettled some places on the offensive and defensive lines, but we feel like we have a core group of guys to win with. So with that, we'll turn our attention to Thursday and go battle a tremendous Vanderbilt team.
Take questions for Coach Matt Rhule, please. *1 on your telephone to join the queue. The operator will introduce you. And we can go right ahead with the first question, please.
We'll take our first question from Ryan Hancock with Underdog Dynasty.
Coach, how you doing this morning?
Hey, how are you, sir?
I'm doing all right. This being a Vanderbilt team, a brand new coach, the SEC, what do you what's it to be in the opening game against an SEC team? What's your take on the SEC as a conference?
I don't know that I know enough about that conference to speak. I've really just been studying Vanderbilt, and really in studying Vanderbilt, I've been kind of studying Stanford, because obviously Coach Mason coming from there. So, I only know what I probably see on TV in terms of the success that conference has had. But this week is really, I probably know more about the Pac-12 than I do about anything else watching Stanford.
And we'll take our next question from Bob Morrison with 24/7 Sports.
Good afternoon, Coach.
Hey, Bob. How are you, man?
I'm doing well. Listen, I'd like you to give us an update about the injury situation, and then I'd like you to do some comments about the three additions to the coaching staff, Adam, Elijah, and Chris.
So today, John Christopher got banged up. I'm not sure if he'll be ready for the game. Brian Carter, at defensive tackle, guy we were counting on to contribute, not sure that he'll be able to play. Dvorak's out for the year. Buddy Brown's still out. He practiced the first time today. So we obviously have some depth issues there. With regards to the coaches, obviously Adam played here. I thought it was a great thing for the program to have a former Temple player on the staff. So like Adam, being from Pittsburgh, would be a tremendous addition for us recruiting out west, and I think he's done a nice job bringing the receivers along, relating to them, helping them get through, the camp and develop technically. Elijah Robinson is a protege of Larry Johnson. I think everything that you hear about Coach Johnson, first at Penn State, now at Ohio State, you get with Elijah. He's from Camden, so he's right across the river. He's got tremendous recruiting ties, but he's a great person, really, really, really good coach. His players play with intensity and athleticism. And then finally, Chris Weezahan, as an offensive line coach, just a true consummate professional, developer of talent. He's the same guy every day. There's no emotion there. The players, I think, have really responded to him. They've bought into what he's saying. He's really kind of freed me up to just let him have that room and do what the head coach should do, and which is oversee and delegate and organize. So I think there are three guys that when people left have come in and filled those roles admirably, and I'm excited to have them.
Thanks, Coach. Best of luck Thursday night.
Thank you.
And we'll take our next question from Ernest Smith with the Temple News.
Hey, Coach.
Hey, Ernest.
How much speculation do you think you guys are going to have to do, since with the new coaching staff they're going to be switching from a 4-3 to a 3-4? How much speculation do you think you have to do, kind of imagining where they're going to put different pieces in the 3-4 scheme?
Well, I think defensively, we've seen their depth chart. We've studied Coach Mason and Coach Katulski at Stanford. So, as best as we can, we're trying to anticipate, that Stanford defense. And then offensively, we've tried to study Coach Terrell in the past, some of the things he's done, maybe in the NFL. But primarily with their advent of their tight ends and how many tight ends they've brought in, we're really studying Stanford's offense and, lining up, you their practice field. There's tackles in the backfield. There's O-linemen everywhere. I mean, it's just such a difficult scheme to deal with, that Stanford offense. And so it's probably been good for us in that we're having to line up to all these formations and develop. But we're just trying to practice against what we think we might see.
All right, thanks, Coach.
Yes, sir.
And we'll take our next question from Gray Smith with the New Orleans Advocate.
Hi, Coach. There's so many young quarterbacks in the AAC this year, including yours. But the way he played in the second half of last year, particularly, how excited are you about your quarterback play going into this year?
Well, I think the great thing is we have two of them, and that Connor Riley, who started for us early last year, I thought played really well in the Notre Dame game and some other games. We know he's there if we need him. And VJ, I think he proved last year that no stage was too big for him. He has a lot of strides he still has to make. But he was never intimidated. He never backed down from the moment. He was always ready to go. And so I think as we head into our second year, looking for him to make some major strides. But when you have a quarterback, and especially when you have two that you trust, you can really have some fun on offense.
Thanks.